So you head outside for a break, maybe to the park, it's a beautiful day, you're sitting there relaxing, and you get a call from a client. Well, if you're like me, you don't go anywhere without your iPad. So the answer is, well, yeah, I can troubleshoot it. Let's take a look.
So with Drupal, the news is actually pretty good. Literally, I can touch with my finger and get to anywhere within the UI. I can even just type the title with my pencil. The iPad recognizes it. Of course, I have a keyboard if I need it, as well if I'm hooked up to my Magic Keyboard. Of course, I've got the full keyboard experience as well as the trackpad. Well, you also have the ability to pretty much work anywhere in the Drupal UI that you want. And there we are. Now I'll come back to this in just a moment. So everything in the UI pretty much works. If I want to go to the menus and update my main navigation, I can click and drag and drop just like I could with a mouse. And the great thing is there's a number of options for both SSHing into your site as well as SFTP, and of course complete access to the command line. So I can run composer commands, I can edit files as I need to, and there's a couple of options here. This is Coda. There's another one called Working Copy if you're working on a branch from a Git repository. And there's another one called Textastic. Again, none of these are free, but they're not that expensive. All right, now for the bad news. There's just really one thing in the UI that doesn't work, and it's kind of a big one. So I'm going to head back to that node that I just created and click Layout. I can do anything I want. I can add that block in from the article media. And of course, hide the label, change it to a reference entity, and add the block. And now that works. Except the quick edit icons are now missing. And that's true across the board. Even in Chrome, you cannot access the quick edit icons, even with the trackpad when you're hooked up to a Magic Keyboard. So while I can add things to my layout and I can move fields around within my layout, I can no longer edit it or configure it. I can completely remove a section, but of course that's kind of starting over. So that's the one minor problem with editing on an iPad.
So definitely not the best option, but certainly an option that'll get you out of a jam and you can stay in the park. Hey, this has been OS Tips from OSTraining. Thanks for joining me today in the park, and we'll see you next time.